I read this post this morning, and the post said, "Chase excellence." I'm always about chasing excellence. It's all about being motivated constantly, going after it, and just chasing excellence. And I remember in high school when we would have these 2 a day football practices, and they would start at like 6 o'clock in the morning. You get there like half asleep. It would be like class, the exercise before school. And there would be our football coach, this guy named Al Fracassa, very successful football coach. Like I would listen to him talk to his football team, and I'd like cry because he was so motivational. And he would have commitment to excellence, and he'd have all these things like put in front of uh, he'd have things like put on the walls, like it's not the hours you put in, it's what you put in the hours, and just these constant advertisements for how we're supposed to be perfect, and how we're always supposed to just like no failure, and then go after this, and all these other things. And then I started really realizing, like, most cool things in life are because of failure. Like all the cool things that you got to, or that you get to experience, are because of ways you failed there. Are there people who are perfect? No. Are there people who look perfect? Sure, especially if you have a filter, or you're like constantly advertising how amazing everything is. I've been a comic for 20 years. I've been a musician for 35. Nothing looks cooler than the flyer. Nothing looks cooler than the picture of the show. Is it fun to play for 35, 45 minutes on stage in front of people? Yeah. Is it fun to drive there 6 hours in a van full of people eating potato chips who smell? And like, not the potato chips, because potato chips smell wonderful, but people who like have weird scents, and like you're all fighting over the radio, and it's just like time stood still in travel, and you're looking out the window, and then you get there and you're all crickety, and of course, you've got to stop like 16 times because someone's got to pee, but never at the same time. And then you finally get to the gig, and then you're there 2 hours early, and then you set everything up, and then you do a sound check, and then you wait. And then eventually, either anywhere from like 10 to 15 people come, or 1,000 to 1,500 people come, you perform, and then you have to drive 6 hours back. Is that part fun? No, but that part is the cool part that makes the other part fun. And chasing excellence, I just like, I respect it, and I've done it for so long. But I guess you get to a point where you're just like, what if I'm okay with like mediocrity? What if I don't want to chase excellence? What if I want to like flirt with mediocrity? Like, what if I'm content? Like, what if I'm happy enough to whereas I don't have to beat myself up to be perfect all the time? Like, what if I'm just happy? What if I'm content? What if I don't want to chase contention or content? I think it's contention. What if I don't want to chase being content? And what if I'm just cool with hanging out with it? Maybe we go fishing, and we're just like, that's cool. What about that? Take that, chase excellence. Because I'd get up and I would do these football. Like, I think we all try. We live in a world where we're all just lied to constantly that we're supposed to be perfect. And like, you even look at advertisements for food on TV. Like, if you're eating a sandwich and you see a Taco Bell commercial, and in the Taco Bell commercial, there's like a surfboard, there's like a cartoon mouse playing a guitar, everyone's jamming and rocking, everything's all colorful. But then you get to Taco Bell and you're like, this lump of wetness is what I was promised. And it's fine. It's just, we're all just do that. But like, a lot of us have a tendency not to be honest with ourselves and our shortcomings, which make us fantastic. Uh, my shortcomings, not that this is negative, but just to be honest, it's like, I probably, I probably like tried too hard. I probably try too hard all the time, like to the point where I'm not nice to myself. Like, I beat the shit out of myself if I don't get to a certain point. Anyone who's known me for more than 10 minutes knows I work hard, but I spent a lot more time thinking about the correct approach to working harder than actually appreciating the accomplishments that I make. And I make wonderful accomplishments all the time, but I never give myself credit. So I guess my first shortcoming is I don't give myself enough credit. I don't think a lot of us give ourselves enough credit. Um, you know, I think that I'm very, very hard on myself also. I'm very like I haven't worked since August. I spent 51 years working tirelessly, like to the point where I worked constantly. Like I just work, 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 work. It was all I knew. I was obsessive about it, just work. And now I haven't worked since August. I'm fortunately in a position to where I'm allowed to do that. But instead of just going, this is cool. I've got, by the way, there's a crow outside my window. And I think that they call it murder of crows because when those fucking birds don't shut up, you're like, I want to murder all these crows. Um, and I spent like so much time just like, of course, and then another thing is I forget what I'm talking about. I forget what I'm talking about all the time. Like I started to talk about something else. Fucking crows, man. Want to kill them. Not enough to kill them, but enough. Like I spent all this time working and working and working and working. And I don't allow myself to just go, gosh, you know what, buddy? You killed yourself for so many years that you're in a position to not have to worry about this. So you're fortunate. Nope. I don't look at myself like that. I don't look at myself like that at all. I think, God damn it, you're not working because I was bred. I started working at 13. At 13 years old, I was trying to be a caddy. And after that, I worked as like a bus boy and worked constantly. That's like I thought that's how I equate value to who I am by how hard I'm working. And there's been many times when I've said, "Oh, I don't want to be famous. I just want to work." And I do love working. And not being able to work I worked for like 3 straight years in TV, getting lots of gigs and working on lots of shows and joining the guild. To not working, you would think I would be like, cool, man. This is great. What a cool position I am in life. Nope, that's not the case. It's like weird dreams of helplessness because I'm not working. It's like strange, long, crazy walks to try to like calm my spinning brain from not being able to do stuff. When in fact, I create every day. Like it's just like not for money at the moment. I write jokes all the time. I write so many jokes. I love writing jokes. What happened to my voice? I don't know. It's another thing. I get older and my voice is just like, maybe we're done today. Maybe we're just not gonna do a thing today. Maybe there's no part of your voice that's gonna work today. But instead, it is what it is. So I don't know. So maybe for the next couple of years, I'm not gonna chase excellence. I'm gonna accept kindness and fun and honesty and humanity. And I'm just gonna appreciate that I am where I am, and I'm going to continue to want to do stuff and work hard. But like I'm going to give myself a break. Like if you've taken any message from this so far, I'm going to try to give myself a break. I'm also going to stop worrying about who listens to the show and who doesn't. I'm not going to worry about it. When I first started this show, when it was Heroin Has a Great Publicist, I had so many listeners and I had no idea what I was talking about. And I went on every day and then I just didn't know what I was doing. I'd also then it was pandemic. So I was like fucked up on drugs. I was drunk all the time. And it's just like, I'm sure people were like, fuck this guy. And because I was introduced through the Detroit cast, I think they assumed that I was going to be political. I'm not very political. I have thoughts and opinions of both sides. I think like I can laugh just as hard as our old president was a fucking way too old and forgot shit. And our new president looks like a tomato. Like whatever, it is what it is. By the way, the other day I posted Trump is only starting World War III to distract you from my podcast. I got so many comments of people talking about my ego and like they're like, dude, your ego's showing. Whatever, man. Your podcast isn't that good. That's why it was a joke. Why do people seem to take everything literal these days? Like everything is being taken literally and it's just confusing. They're just jokes. I mean, I love when I get someone angry. Like if you can you just imagine something that you create on any level, whether it's a song. Also, fuck you, like AI songs that sound like good songs. There's some really good AI. Like I have a friend who's a comic. I won't say his name, but he puts out all this AI music, and some of it's pretty fucking good. And it's just like, why? What are you doing that for? That's just cheating. It's like I want to write a song because like I got my balls stepped on in a relationship. I want to like write a song because it's like my heart hurts or is going to explode with joy from this inspiring situation. I don't want to just program in, write good country song about tractors and soup. Like that is what it is. But imagine creating something that makes someone so mad that they need to attack you personally. That is beautiful and successful. I don't care about anything. I just want to do jokes. I just want to tell jokes. I just want to talk on my podcast to anybody who wants to listen. And I want you to know, uh, huddle up. I don't think he's starting World War III to distract anyone from my podcast. I just don't think he's doing that. It's just not a thing. I think it is what it is. But I had all these people who thought I was like political, and then it's like I just started to do my own thing. And some people didn't get it. Some people did get it. And like I got like 10 listeners who will call me, some of our friends, and they'll tell me how much they appreciated a show. It means the world. It means the world. Also, I listed on the show my phone number and information. If you ever want to text me, 310-696-8151 anytime. Today's show is brought to you by Red Solo Cups, which I put water in because to this day I have trouble drinking out of glass. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I used to be a dishwasher. But I don't know. Water. I like drinking microplastics. I love knowing that I'm doing damage to my balls when I consume what it is I'm talking about. Okay, so there's that. Listen, no one cares about what I think about war, but this is what I think. When I was younger, my grandfather raised me. He was a World War II vet, and he would wake me up every morning. I had a little white plastic record player, one of those ones that close, and you open it up, and it's got the record needle, and it's orange, and it's basically AM radio sound. Well, he would play Reveille on a 45, and he was a really weird cat. Like, he used to get drunk and make me play the theme to The Godfather on an organ by Numbers. Really strange dude. Lovely, 6'7", huge gut, red face, big whiskey drinker. But he would wake me up every day and he would say, we're going to make a soldier out of you. And, when you're 7, you're like, I fucking hope not. It doesn't look fun. But he would watch war movies and he would make me watch war movies. And he would make me watch Black Sheep about a fighter pilot named Pappy Bowington. And he would just have me like, and he would buy me guns and camo and he'd want me to go play Army. And so when you're a kid, you're like, this is awesome. It's either Army or cops and robbers. But then you get older and you're like, I don't know if I want to be a cop. I don't want to go to jail if I'm a robber. But I did it so much when I was a kid, which is basically tag, because you're running away from someone or maybe the tree is safe, whatever. But I don't want anything to do with war now. And like I used to love playing it. It was so fun. And I don't know what it means. I just don't want to when I was younger, no one just got blown up in the middle of somewhere for no reason. No one was picked off in a crowd or at a school. None of that stuff happened. But happens now. I don't want. So looking back, I wish I wouldn't have played war, or I wish I wouldn't have played Army. I wish I would have played nap. Why did we hate naps so much when we were kids? Why are they the greatest gift on earth now? Remember when you didn't want a nap? I know I never did. It's like, oh man, nap time. Fuck this. We could be running around in circles. Now I'm like, what do you mean it's not nap time? I'm in this chair. I'm sitting upright. It's nap time. It's bananas. I have no idea what's going on, but I did read today that I just read that Iran counterattacked the base I was going to be performing at. I would have been home by then. Nothing would have happened, but there was an ounce of me that was like, man, I could have been there. You know how it is when some tragedy happens and you make it about yourself. You'd be like, oh, there was a tsunami in Miami. Oh, dude, I was there in 1982. They just miss me. It's crazy. I miss when comedy shows didn't have themes. Like, and everywhere in LA, every comedy show is like a theme. It's just like hip hop night or story day. It's like I just miss when comedy was comedy and you didn't have to be pigeonholed and put into a thing. I don't know. That's what I miss it. And it's just like, and I also think all the time, I'm like, do you think the Ramones hated Green Day? They must have, because the Ramones were like, we're punk and we're going to basement and we're going to pour. Green Day was like, we love the Ramones. We're going to punk and we're going to stadium and we're going to win and be super rich. I bet the Ramones were like, fuckers. Anyways, all right, since I said it was a short episode, I'm just going to read you my jokes and then I'm going to bounce. I might start doing these more often because I read somewhere that the more content you do, the likelihood it will increase your audience. So what the heck? Why not? If you like the show, please share it. Please subscribe. I'm up to 194 followers on YouTube, which basically means I'm famous. Okay, here we go. This was funny. This happened at my Bristol Farms. My Bristol Farms has got a lot of really attractive, famous actresses, but in my Bristol Farms, oh God, what was her name? Rachel Hunter was there. And for years, every time I would see Rachel Hunter on Runyon, she lives nearby, she would always be hiking or walking, and I'd be like, hey, what's up, Stacey's mom? And never said anything. But she might have been in a bad mood this time because she was there and she was like looking into yogurt. And I was like, what's up, Stacey's mom? And she goes, enough. I thought it was cool. Just goes to show that sometimes we're having bad days. And on those days, you don't want to be called Stacey's mom. Karen Reed, proving once again photogenic is the best defense. I don't know anything about the Karen Reed trial. I know nothing about it. I think she drove over her boyfriend maybe, but she didn't get in trouble. I don't know anything about it, but I just thought she was pretty and she got off. So there's that. The Lakers just sold for $10 billion. That's like 2 months rent in West Hollywood. It's not. It's way more. But some people were like, hardly. I wrote this and I don't know what it means. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Some men have vaginas, some women have penis. Means nothing to me. But it really bummed out a lot of people. I had this woman write, unfollowed, you crazy motherfucker. Okay, that's a choice. It was Southwest Airlines' birthday. They celebrated by charging for bags and adding cancellation fees and changing their name to Delta. That's smart. It's just smart. You know, it is. Let's see. $10 says Elon refers to his orgasms as SpaceX explosions. Why wouldn't he? He's on ketamine. He obviously parties. He gives women away like they're fucking M&Ms. You know, he for sure says that. You want a baby? Here's a SpaceX explosion in your puss. Like, why wouldn't he do that? I'm not worried about climate change. There's ice everywhere. What? Oh, shit. No, you didn't. This was the first year I was eligible to vote for the Emmys as being a member of the Television Academy. Did I vote for me? Yes, I did. I voted for Hollywood Squares and for the host. And if either one of those people win, I get an Emmy. Summer Solstice would be a cool stripper name. It would be a cool, coming to the stage, Summer Solstice, yeah. I'm going to go see the Asbestos Band tonight at the Roxy because there was an asbestos ban, I guess. Young me would say, I forgive, but I never forget. Old me says, I forgot. Please forgive me. This is for my friend Steve. If you find, he says, get off my lawn all the time. But I like the phrase, if you find grass attractive, get off my lawn could mean something totally different. Free the nipple or best offer. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know if it's not free. I'm willing to haggle. Kanye's wife, Bianca Censori, so pretty, so hot. If I looked like her, I would never wear clothes either. When I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, it becomes a sleeper cell. Good wordplay. The basketball player Angel Reese says she gets me bounds. Makes sense because she'll never make a me point shot. I like that one. This one got a huge 185,000 clicks. The Houston Rockets are getting Kevin Durant. That's like landing the hottest girl in school 31 years after graduation. That's just funny. The last one is the 4 disagreements. Sometimes do okay. You're familiar with the 4 agreements. Always do your best. Never take anything personal. Be impeccable with your word. Never assume. I did the 4 disagreements. Sometimes do okay. Be shady with your words. Take everything personal. Assume everyone is talking about you. Anyways, it's been a 20-minute Newberg episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day. Love you all very much, except for the people who I like very much. It's the same thing. It really is.